Hello, my name is Steve. I have a couple different YouTube channels, but none of which are gun related. But this just happens to be one of my hobbies, and I have a PSA AK-47 GF3. I purchased this in late 2024. And I see a lot of videos of people with some issues with these. This just recently got back from warranty jail. Hang on a minute, we'll take a look at this thing real quick. Okay, like I said, I bought this in late 2024, okay? You can see there's no magazine. Weapons clear, nothing in the chamber. This is a really, really nice rifle. I bought this, and I also bought a Century Arms Visca at the same time because I wanted to see which one I liked better. And the Palmetto, this is the nutmeg wood version, I suppose. It's either a laminate or it's made to look like a laminate. I really haven't gotten into the wood, but it all looks like a laminate. So anyway, I bought the Visca and I bought this at the same time, and I only intended to keep the one I like the most out of the two. So as you can see, I've made some modifications to this thing. Number one, I can't remember the brand, but this muzzle brake I bought off of the AK Operators Union, Rob Ski. It does have an ALG trigger with a lightning bow. It has a Magpul K2 reduced angle grip. I run that on all my, well, that's a V5, but I run reduced angle grips on all my rifles because I've broken both my wrists, and it's just a lot easier for me to run them with a reduced angle grip. Anyway, I just got this back. It made it about 300 rounds, and I noticed a concerning amount of wear on the one of the bolt lugs and in the I'm gonna call it the channel in the carrier, in the bolt carrier. And that was at about 300 rounds. I sent it back to Palmetto State, took pictures. They were pretty good to work with, actually. I did have to get on the phone with them to get my order number because hell, I'd had the rifle for 6 months before I had noticed the problem. But when I sent it back to them, they replaced the bolt and the carrier, said they found them to be out of spec. And I just recently got it back, and I ran 4 magazines, which is 120 rounds through it, and I brought it home and took it down, and the exact same problem that I saw before is back again. And let me break this thing down, and I'm going to show you guys those parts, exactly what I'm looking at. Okay, so this is one thing that nobody's mentioning in their Palmetto State Armory AK-47 issues. I've watched a lot of reviews and nobody seems to be mentioning this. I've seen blown primers, firing pin issues, all kinds of other stuff. Finish, I actually saw one guy that bought a blemished rifle and had issues with the finish on it, which I guess that's why it was a bloom. But there's 2 things I want to show you guys, and this is the exact same thing. I don't know if you can see this material right here on this lug is smashing. It's peening over, laying over. Let's try it this way. See if you can see. This whole area right here is laying over, and you can see on the side here. You can see on the side here. Now this angle's not. Let me try this with a different way. Hang on.
Okay, here we go. So this material, it's smashing right here and it's laying over and getting shined up. So this is actually giving way right here. And you can see the adjoining problem right here. Right here. It's starting to peel this material back. You guys can see this right here. I don't know that much about AKs, but this seems like a heat treat failure. And it's on both of these components here and here. Both of these are giving way. This is the exact same thing that I sent it back for, and I've only made 100. They said they ran 60 rounds through it to make sure it was okay after they fixed it. And then 120 rounds later, it's doing it again. So that's 180 rounds total, just shy of 200. I know that they peel back here. They peen. This is normal for the tail to peen back here because it's slamming into the rear trunnion when it goes backwards. So, sorry, I didn't mean to show the serial number of the gun, but overall, so far it's not malfunctioning, but I just wondered if anybody else, and if this is something I should stop worrying about, because I don't know if I should just buy another 1,000 rounds and run the shit out of this thing and see what it does. But this is definitely deforming right here to a degree I wouldn't expect. A lot of this other stuff, these wear marks, is just polishing in. And even on the trunnion, right here, this stuff, it's not chipping, it's not cracking, it's not smearing, it's just simply polishing this little ramp right here. So
I guess what I'm looking for is a little information from some AK experts, I guess. Is this something that first of all, why is it beating that stuff up like that? Is this rifle overgassed? Because I'll be quite honest with you, I've never shot it with the slant brake. It's always had this muzzle brake. And yeah, if I run a couple hundred rounds through it, I can feel it at the end of the day in my shoulder. Not so much like, you know, with ARs, where the recoil is pretty much non-existent, but I don't know if it's overgassed. I don't notice anything funny going on with the ejection pattern on the spent shells, casings. So I'm looking for some information here. What is this something I need to worry about? And I keep sending it back, and ultimately they're just going to give me my money back, which I don't want. I mean, I typically, all the rest of my rifles are ARs, but I like to have an AK. I had an Egyptian Mahdi at one time. I enjoyed it, but for certain circumstances I had to let it go. But I like having an AK in my collection, and I bought this one because it's USA made, and I figured for the 5, 6, 7 years that those have been in production, they've worked all the shit out. So, again, I have not seen anybody on YouTube mention that particular wear on the bolt and the carrier. So, but Palmetto State did admit that it was out of spec, and they replaced both the bolt and the carrier. They ran 60 rounds through it, sent it back to me. And within 4 magazines later, I'm seeing the same wear again. So is this something that I need to just buy a KNS adjustable gas piston for, and hopefully it doesn't self-destruct, or just send it back and they replace the stuff again and keep doing that until they finally refund the money? Or what do I do with this thing? I really like the rifle. It shoots great. The fit and finish, I'll say the fit and finish on this was way better than that Century Arms Visca. And there's a reason why I kept this one that, and it has a lifetime warranty, where I just don't know about the Century. But anyway, they may have one. They may have a good warranty, but I don't know about it. And I just, handling the two, I shot them both, and I liked this one better, so I kept it and moved on from the other one. But anybody out there knows or has any experience with this particular issue, or if this is something I really don't need to worry about, just keep hammering away at it, let me know something in the comments. Again, typically this is not a gun channel. This is my Mustang channel. Also have a V-twin racing channel where I race, drag race Harley Davidson motorcycles. But I'm looking to get into some more, maybe some more gun content, and maybe, I don't know. But hey, if you can help me out with this AK, holler at me in the comments. Thanks.